Hey guys, Big John here. So anyways, I did a little video the other day on hand lining, like a little one-on-one videotape for you, and had some pretty good feedback. So that's awesome. You know, I'm no professional. You know, like I say, I've been fishing the Detroit River since I was a little kid, and if I could share some of the stuff that I do and it helps somebody, then you know, it makes me happy. So anyways, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I use for jigging on the Detroit River. Basically, there's four styles of fishing that's done on the Detroit River. You know, for walleye, there's hand lining, there's jigging. A lot of guys bottom bounce. That's something I don't really do much of. And then there's also night casting, you know. So anyways, I'm going to go over what I like to use. I use an Abu 4600 reel. You won't see too many guys use what I use, but I like a little pistol grip. This one's 5.6. This one's medium heavy. I use different ones. In the beginning of the year, you're jigging slower, so I like a little bit of a stiffer rod. Once the water heats up a bit, you know, once it gets, I'm gonna say above 46 degrees, the fish get a little bit more active, and I like putting a little more whip into my jigging. I'll have a little bit lighter tip on it, you know. I kind of like that for snapping. But early in the season, you gotta jig slow, keep your line tight, and you gotta really feel for that hit. And another thing, what we use is just a regular jig. These ones are half ounce, so yeah, I use half ounce. Some guys use 3/8, some guys use 5/8. You want to stay under 5/8. You get into the heavier jigs of 1 ounce and stuff, it's a little bit tougher for the fish to pick up. For years, I've just been using what they call a wind-out worm on there. So it's just basically a plastic worm. And you can buy them in brown. I like brown and black. Those are my two favorite colors. Early in the season, you use a finesse minnow, and you should tip it off with a live minnow when the water is really cold. It's nice having a little bit of meat on there. The fish pick up on that, and you know what? You're going to catch more fish with a little bit of meat when the water is really cold. So yeah, that's my rod selection. I really like the pistol grip. You can use your regular braided line of your choice, and then I like going about 2 feet up from my my jig. I got a barrel swivel, and you use monofilament between your jig and your barrel swivel. So you got braid on your reel, coming down to a barrel swivel, and then from barrel swivel down to jig, you want monofilament. I like anywhere from 8 to 12 pound test on the monofilament. The braids, you know, they call it like 630 or 620 or whatever. So it's 6 pound diameter and it's like 25 pound test. So you're going to break your monofilament before you break at the braid. Now the trick to jigging is boat control. If you're not vertical, you're not going to catch fish. You got to be straight up and down with your line. I use a standard foot pedal electric trolling motor, but you got to have 24 volts. If you have a boat that's bigger than 14 feet, you got to have 24 volts on that boat, because yeah, you know what, the 12 volt 55 pound thrust, you'll get a couple hours out of it, but I'll tell you one thing about this river. When the fishing's hot, for walleye from the bridge to the lower basin of the river, it's going to be on a hard southwest wind. Not a hard southwest wind, but I find when it's blowing south and you're fighting to keep that boat, that's when you're going to be banging fish. And a lot of people get off the water when there's a south wind out here, because when you get a south wind, that wind is pushing against the current, so your waves are coming up, and it's rough out there. I'm not going to lie, but south winds clean the Detroit River up, and I find when it starts blowing, you're going to catch a lot of fish. I hate it when there's no wind. When there's no wind, you're doing circles in the morning, you know, and it's just, it's easy to keep yourself vertical, but it's harder to keep the guys behind you vertical. So I like a little bit of a wind. I like, you know, a north wind too, but in the springtime, you got to watch, because the north wind dirties it up quick, and till the weeds pop up out of the bottom, the river could get dirty within hours of a north wind. So you really gotta watch your weather. You gotta know your winds, and go from there. Let's say you're fishing the lower basin of the Detroit River, from mid to lower. Let's say you got a south wind, so it's going against current. You're gonna want your boat, the nose of your boat facing downriver, and you're going to be going against those waves, you know. On a north wind, you're going to be facing towards the bridge, you know. That's just how it goes. Anyways, guys, that's it. Happy fishing. I hope you guys catch lots. Another thing, you know, if you want to have a lot of fun with your fishing partners out there, when he's jigging, reach behind him and give him a little tap on the thing. He'll set the hook. He'll think he's got a fish. We do it all the time to each other. Anyways, that's a little trick if you want to get your buddy going out there. Anyways, cheers, guys. Thanks for watching it. Subscribe.